Are you ready, Johnny? And
I'm
this
ready.
is the
Power Talk Show.
Oh,
I mess that up every time.
yeah, I know. We're gonna get it right one time, and at least this week,
You
Johnny,
even let me lead. To be fair, though, you let me lead this time and you didn't join in. So can we blame you for once?
Right, folks, people watching in television land, internet land. The last couple of weeks, we've been talking about the principles of making money online, and this is really, really important because we're going through this complete change in our world where there's mass uncertainty with regard to jobs. You know, in America, there's 12 million unemployment that wasn't just a few months ago. And nobody knows what this is going to mean, and nobody knows how long this is going to go on for. So what Johnny and I are doing is we're giving you the opportunity to understand the opportunities that exist in our world to be able to make money online. So starting off small, you know, you're doing it at your own risk, you're doing your own due diligence, and you're letting it build up and up and up. So however long that takes, you know, you get to a point where you have your own financial freedom. No bosses, nobody to tell you what to do, and you just have this money constantly ticking in. So last week what we said was there's two ways you can do this online. You can either be a creator of products, like training courses, digital training courses, or you could be a distributor, also known as an affiliate. And today we're going to talk about the affiliates because this is the easier way in and the easier way to explain things. And so what we're going to do today is take you through 7 things all to do with being an affiliate, to give you that kind of inspiration, if it's right for you, but you can actually use your time whilst in self-isolation to build up your own business bit by bit by bit. So, Johnny, what I'll do is I'll start off and I'll give the definition of what an affiliate is, and then maybe if you could tell us a little bit more about the size of the market, because I know you've been doing some research on that. So basically, an affiliate is somebody that uses their contacts to promote other people's goods and services. So as an example, you could put a link out there to people that you know about the best television on Amazon. And then people would click on your link, they'd buy it from Amazon, pay Amazon, and then you get paid a commission. So an affiliate is just a middleman, very clever middleman. But you'll be amazed what we're going to tell you in terms of what these affiliates actually make. So Johnny, size of market, how big is it?
Well, the most exciting figure is, I have a few facts here. First figure is the global sales predicted in 2020 are going to be 4 trillion.
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 How many zeros is a trillion?
You know, I would honestly have to Google that. I could not tell you off the top of my head because it's not a number I come across very often. I don't think it's one I've ever had to use in mathematics.
Is that
million? Is it a billion trillion? No, sorry. Is it a million billion? No. Or is it? I don't know.
Oh, right. No. So a billion would be like 9 zeros. A trillion would be what? At least 12 zeros.
Is it just an extra 3 on top of that? Is it? I know it's still a lot, not just. Yeah. Right. I'm gonna let me just. We'll have to check that another time.
Right, 4 trillion. Right, 4 trillion. So that's trillion.
Probably more. That's probably more though than a lot of small companies globally, like their world. What do you call it? The whole country's economy. I would imagine.
Yeah, you're quite right. It's more than probably the total sales in a lot of countries around the world. You know,
or that country's whole economy. Do you think? I bet there's some governments aren't even worth that much, or don't have that much.
Okay, so we've got the online figure. Right. So what else?
The main thing is we all know that is a lot of money.
There's a lot of money being spent.
Okay, so by 2023, the expected amount of people in America to be shopping online. So the total US people will be 300 million, which is almost their total population by 2023. So that's another exciting fact.
Wow, that's incredible, isn't it?
And most markets are aiming to get into the Western market, which is the US market, because globally we all understand that is the biggest market out there. So if 80% of their market is going to be online.
And I suppose if I'm in the UK and I've got a database of people, I know people in the States, as an affiliate, I can give them a link to Amazon in America.
That's the thing as well. And there's no language barrier between the two.
So you could be anywhere in the world and selling anybody's products.
Yeah. And there is another thing that we haven't even touched on it. the exciting topic is most people watching this probably speak language, their first language is probably English or at least secondary.
Yeah.
So the fact that English language is so global, like you don't have to worry about the translation part of your marketing or anything, you know? So we have that on our side as well. Because think if you're from a different country and you're trying to do this, you're at a much bigger disadvantage because you've got the language barrier. We simply don't have that.
And what percentage, do you know what percentage of sales online represent the total percentage of all purchases?
Well, by 2023, that's supposed to be 22% of all transactions will be online.
So nearly a quarter of every dollar, pound spent is going to be online. Yeah, that is phenomenal. So that 4 trillion is actually going to be far bigger than
it will be. Yeah,
far bigger. Right, okay. So I think probably what would be good, because we want to try and keep this within the 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Is, you know, we've given Amazon as an example. You know, I could be an affiliate. You know, so all I've got to do is hand out a link to an Amazon product. Anybody clicks on that link, I then get paid. I think it's between about 4 and 10%, depending on the type of product, electrical ones to close. What about other companies? Are there many companies that you can promote their products?
See, if we're talking global ones that anyone could access, you could also think of eBay, because everybody, you know, most people I know have at least purchased something on eBay once upon a time. They have affiliate schemes. There's also smaller ones that are much more niche. You know, obviously I wouldn't like to call Amazon or eBay a niche because they provide for everything.
Yeah.
So entry level, that's amazing. But then if somebody wanted to look for more niche products, I guess you could go for something like Tropic or prt1, you know, look into supplementation, that kind of thing.
I actually saw that you can get an affiliate program with Walmart as well.
Really?
Yeah. So you can they pay 4%. So if you give a link to someone for certain products on Walmart and people buy them, you get paid 4%. So you kind of, all you're doing is sending out an email. It's incredible. And the other stat that I saw that I thought was really good was Amazon's turnover is about 90 billion at the moment, right? 90 billion worldwide. And about 30% approximately of all their sales come via affiliates. So it's like, call it the best part of 30 billion a year.
They're not even doing that work for themselves. Technically, are they? That's awesome.
Yeah. A third of their sales. So if you then said of that 30 billion of sales, say it was like 10%, then that means that that's 3 billion of profit that people like you or me could get access to.
Yeah, this is where it becomes a chain as well, because remember you were saying being affiliate, you can almost be the middleman. Yep. Eventually, when you build your business, you can then eventually stop being the middleman and get someone else to be the middleman for you as your affiliate scheme grows. So it's almost passing the wealth along in that sense as well, isn't it?
So what I'd say to everyone that's watching this is, if you go and pick your favorite hobbies or your favorite shops, and you just go onto the shops and you go right down to the very bottom of the page where it says like terms and conditions, there'll be the word affiliate. If you click on that, you'll find that probably 99% of every shop that you go to online has an affiliate program. Now here's what you do that's really, really smart. So what you do is you set yourself up as affiliate. So I'm Mark. So I go to Walmart and I set myself up as an affiliate. And then what I do is I send an email of, say I wanted a TV, to myself. I then click on that link myself, buy the TV myself with a different email address, and then the other Mark, me, gets paid the commission. So you can actually get yourself between, like, I don't know, 4, typically 10% discount on all your shopping by being your own affiliate. So just to go and test this for everybody that's watching, you just go and pick your favorite shops, go to the bottom, and you'll see that they've all got affiliate plans. All your hobbies, everything you're into, fishing, building train sets, whatever. You could quite easily make money from all these companies. And I think that just kind of shows you how big a market this is.
And as it grows, like I said, I have to add, as it grows, you can get other people in on it as well to almost get to do the work for you, but they still get the incentive as well. Because the more people join your affiliate scheme, the more money everybody makes.
So I think with everything, I always look for the proof. I like, the figures are good. I think Winston Churchill said, there's lies, goddamn lies, and statistics, right? So it's okay talking about this, but I think it's really good if we just touch on very quickly people that we know, that we've come across, that have made fortunes, millions, literally, out of being affiliates. So I was going to kick off. Well, did you want to kick off with Which one did you want to kick off with? Because we looked into this.
Sophie Howard.
Sophie Howard.
Yeah.
Sophie's
Do you want me to start on her?
Yeah, go on then.
Well, she's built 2 businesses selling Amazon products, paid off a mortgage literally twice in 3 years. And I guarantee those houses didn't come cheap.
Yeah.
So
there's one. The guy that I know is a guy called Pat Flynn. And Pat's been, I mean, if you do a search for top 10 affiliate marketers, he comes out as number 1. And he's a British guy. And all he did was he built basically podcasts. And he did podcasts and he built hundreds of thousands of people into these podcasts. And then all he did was he got people along that had products. So he was the affiliate, is that right? He's the affiliate, right? So he would then bring people in that had a product like a training product or whatever.
Yeah.
And then he would do an interview and then he would do a link as part of the podcast at the very end. And people clicked on the link and they got a discount and then they bought that person's product. But then the clever thing was, it might go out to 200,000 people and then the income that came in, he got half and they got half. And I think he was making somewhere between, I don't know the exact figures, but it was between like 70 and 90,000 pounds every month from doing this because people trusted him, because he always was a podcast and that was it. Away he went. And then he had that database of people and then other people then promoted to it. So
that's a fine example of focusing on the product and not the money, because he focused solely on his product, and that is what builds the trust, doesn't it? When you're not trying to convince people to buy something. You basically create the best product you can buy, in a sense, like he has, and then you let it grow naturally over time. And if people aren't trying to make a direct sale, then you naturally, organically grow your own community from that, don't you?
Here's the thing, right? So I'm going to turn around and go, some people are going to turn around and go, oh, I'm in my 40s, my 50s, I'm too old for all of this, But what if you were 8 years old? Could you make money out of this?
What if you were 8 years old, did you say?
Yeah. What if you were 8?
I think there's no age limit on it, really. Obviously, I don't get to be any 8-year-olds watching anyway, but I don't think age should be a limiting factor when we all have access to the internet.
Yeah.
Like it's such a limiting belief. Like if I'd have listened to statistics on age, I'd be dead by now.
The reason why I mentioned that was because of that young chap called Ryan Kaji.
Yeah.
For 2 years has been YouTube's highest earner. So all he's done is review toys, and he's put those reviews onto the television, to YouTube, and then people watch them. So you think about it, all these toy companies have gone, here's my free toys, review them. And he's put them on, people have watched them, and then because of the way that the algorithms work in YouTube, you then get paid by the number of views you get.
Yeah.
From memory, last year, maybe the year before that, he earned $22 million.
Amazing.
For being in his living room and then playing with toys and saying what he liked about this one, what he liked about that one. So that was the reason why I asked about age, because if an 8-year-old kid for 2 years running can be the highest earner on YouTube, what are we doing? Why are we sitting here, Johnny, talking about this? I'll come and see you, right, with a face mask and a bag of toys, right? you can make these toys, right? You review them and share the 22 million each. How about that?
Why not? That'll be quite surreal, answering the door to a man in a mask with a bag of toys. I won't know whether I'm in good luck or bad luck if that happened.
So what we've done so far is we've hopefully given everybody that's watching this an idea that it's a massive market and it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And, anybody can do this. And there are people that have made, lots of people that have made millions and millions. And you've only got to do some research. Just simply go online and you can find lists of them, lists of people. But what we're talking about is just starting small, doing your due diligence and then just letting it build up. But let me ask you a question, Johnny, right? Why should I even consider being an affiliate? What are the pluses? What are the benefits?
First one I would say is the potential for freedom. That to me,
I
don't think there's a bigger selling point to that for me personally, but obviously this is subjective, so there's several things we can list here. Again, the risk factor is very, very small. The only thing that you're really going to have to put into it at the start, the initial investment, is time.
Time.
Yeah.
So almost no money down. But when you say freedom, are you talking about financial freedom or freedom from a boss?
Both.
Both. Brilliant. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So no bosses.
And who wouldn't want, deep down, like I understand not everyone wants to be their own boss, but ideally in a situation, if you could have both of those things in life.
Yep.
And the only thing that's really holding us back from it is our like initiative or discipline to go towards that goal, then, you know.
Okay. But specifically about affiliates and that type of business,
yeah.
You know, the benefits, I'm thinking like, I mean, if all I'm doing is...
Okay, so should we be more specific? Yeah. The fact that you would have, if you're selling things online that another stockholder already has, you don't have to buy your own stock. Other people can deliver that product.
No delivery.
You know, yeah, and the return of investment obviously is very high because you haven't had to fork out initial funds. So, and the fact that you're joining companies who are already established, you know, you're joining somebody like Amazon, they've already done the work because they're already a household name. Or it's the same with eBay. They're accessible to billions of people. So you don't have to really start from the ground up. Whoa.
Where'd you go?
Oh, yeah, sorry, I don't know what happened there. And then obviously the setup costs could be minimal to nothing. That would be something you would want to, as your company begins to grow, maybe start coming up with a marketing budget, etc. But at the beginning, you wouldn't have to.
Yeah. Okay. So
then there's the flexibility of it as well. You know, the global economy online runs 24 hours a day, doesn't it? It's not like you have to clock into a shop from 9 to 5. It's around the clock, around the world.
That's the big thing for me is like, it's my time. I can do it when I want.
Yeah.
Put as much as I want. The more I put in, potentially the more I make. I've got no setup costs. It's somebody else's stock. They're taking all the payments. They're doing all the deliveries. They're handling all the returns. They're dealing with all the customer stuff. Nothing to do with me. And all I do is I get paid money for providing an introduction.
Yeah, you just have to put the right person to the right place at the right time, don't you? You just have to create the interest and be like, yep, like you said, the introduction. All
right, okay. So let's talk about then the principles of this, right? You know, so this is the business. We know how big it potentially could be. Yeah. We know that there's a very minimal risk structure into this. But the principles, there's always principles in business, you know, that we should probably touch on. And I think the first one for me is that the value in every business is retaining the customer's details, you know, like having, even if it's just email. So you have a database of people that, you know, if you have so let's say I'm into, I don't know, fishing. Yeah. And I manage to have a database of people that I can create. And we're going to talk about how to do this as well, that are into fishing. And I build that database up and I've got 10 people, 50 people, 100,000, 10,000 people. Because I've got that database has a value because I can drop them an email. I can send them a free blog or a link, something of value, building up that loyalty and that trust. And I think that's the first principle is that people must appreciate that what you're actually doing is you're trying to collect data. You're trying to collect people's email addresses, nothing else, no telephone numbers, home addresses, people that you can then contact really quickly. And you had some ideas in terms of a cheap way of actually setting that one up, didn't you?
Yes, which I think we would need to sink our teeth into more next time. But yeah, would you like me to briefly go over how to?
Yeah, just touch it. Yeah, just touch
okay, so obviously build it, like you said, building your database. You can literally starting with social media. This is where it needs to be. Social media is where you build your database because the groups for interests are already out there. Everyone already has these social media profiles. Algorithms are based on feeding content to people who have specific interests. So we can get into these algorithms, we can learn them, we can understand them, and then we can learn to build our audience from there. Right, networking with people for free.
So the key here really is you want to start to think about this as building your business is people's names. And I've seen various statistics that have been out there and they've said that a database should be worth to you $1 per person per month. So in other words, if you've got 10,000 people, that like you. You've got loyalty. You've got they know who you are because you're giving them free ebooks. You're giving them free advice, free links to how to fish. On YouTube. All you got to do is take a link and just put it into an email. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
Now that should be worth. So if you think about it, if you had like 10,000 people, in theory, based on the stats, it should be worth $10,000 a month. So even if you said, "Well, that sounds really big, let's drop it by 75%." If it was worth $2,500 a month, £2,000 a month, I would say that's pretty good going.
It is. It really is. Especially like you said, for everything else we've mentioned before this, all the other aspects, what there is to gain from it, and the freedom and how little time it could take once that is established. It's when you've given it the time to grow. It, like you said, the return of investment for the time you'd have to spend when it's like you've got all the clogs running and everything, your community's up and running. The freedom that could come from that is very exciting to me. Really
and with my principle, so I would say if anybody's considering being an affiliate, you've got to go down one or two routes. You either start thinking about things that you're excited about, so hobbies, things that you've got particular knowledge about, because you might want to write reviews about forms of technology, TV. There's people that have done that, and they build massive lists, massive databases. So you either pick something that you're particularly interested in, or you've got knowledge about, and say, right, okay, I would like to build my business around these things, technology, fishing, whatever it is. And then you look and go, which companies could I, have as my affiliate partner? And so you start to look at, that could be Amazon for both of those. And then you start picking those. And then the question you got to go is, how then do I get all of these names to come to me, to sign up, to go into, a database? And I think probably we need to do a whole program specifically on this one, which I think would be a really good idea. And then we can walk people through on how you can set a website up for nothing. I think it probably costs, if you did it on Wix, probably £10 a month for all the hosting, for a site that you can design off the back of a template, that you can change. You can add blogs and things too. And the MailChimp, I think we're going to talk about very briefly. You can set up the database for free for your first 2,000 people as well. So you can have this business that's costing you £10 a month for the website. Your database is free, and all you've got to do is put in time.
And you can even still, you can branch out and continue to do your own market research from that community you have by running surveys through MailChimp. You can do competitions in your groups, so many things. Like I say, just giving a little bit back to get lots of information, because the more information you can collect from those people for free, the more you can sell products to them better, can't you?
Absolutely. So in summary of this, in summary of everything we're talking about, because we're coming to the end of the show, is we have, all of us, you, me, everyone that's watching, this fantastic opportunity to tap into what is already existing and growing and growing. It's $4 trillion at the moment of global sales that I can tap into people in any part of the world to buy products from other recognized people. And these other recognized companies or people are going to do all the work. They're going to do every single bit of work for me. And off the back of people clicking on my link, I'm going to get paid money. And I can set this all up for £10 a month if I want to, and then give whatever time I want. And then, because there's a lot of support out there, there's quite a few Facebook groups that are for affiliate marketers. So you can go and learn about those people, and then you can go and model everything you want to do on what everyone else has done. The Sophie Howards, the Pat Flynn's, to see what they've done, model what they've done. And even if you're getting a small victory and it starts off at a few £100s a month and it starts to grow, financial freedom will come if you want it to. And I think that's the beauty of it. This coronavirus has actually created this show to give everybody this opportunity. So rather than doing something nice on a Saturday afternoon, you're now facing something in terms of coronavirus, which is going to give you the opportunity to make, it could be life-changing. It could be absolutely incredible. And just the question is, do you want it?
That's exactly it. It comes down to want. It really does.
Do you want it? Do you want the success? Do you want this opportunity? Do you want a small bit of the pie? Do you want a big bit of the pie? How much of the pie do you want? And what flavor of pie?
there's enough pie to go around. There really is.
Yes, there is. There's a huge amount of pie. So, Johnny, we've got a choice for next week. We could either extend this affiliate thing and then start talking about the how do you set it all up. You know, we're talking about the MailChimp side, or we can then go on to the other bit, which is like become a creator.
I think we should do the creator side first because the social media side can be applied to both.
All right. Okay. All right. Okay. I agree with you. Right. So, folks, I hope you've enjoyed the show. Next week, rather than being an affiliate, we're going to talk about the other option, which is a creator, where you create your own mostly digital products that basically other affiliates can sell for you. This is the beauty of it. You could be both. If you wanted to, you could be both and do both things. But we're going to talk to you what being a creator is about. Johnny's a creator. I'm a creator. And I work with affiliates. Johnny works with affiliates. And you can be on both sides of the fence. And then you can do both things. So, Johnny, fantastic contribution. Thank you very much.
Thank you for spearheading the show today. Much appreciated. And thanks for having me.
And just let me know when Arnold Schwarzenegger wants his top back.
I've got a little bit of growing to do before this fits properly, but hey ho, I will indeed.
Lovely. All right, good man. Have a wonderful weekend.
You too, mate. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you.